Right, playing RUG Belcher on the draw against Monkey Yang. So what do we have? We have Rite of Flame, Seething Song. We've got the Mox Ruby to get it going. I think we keep this. Hope they don't have a counter spell. Alright, so they mulligan to 6 cards. That's just good for us. Alright, so they stay at 6. So it's their first turn. We see Island. So it's a bit of a bummer. But you can't really hope to dodge, Force of Will decks here. So we are actually drawing that Simian Spirit Guide was excellent, because if we get our first Rite of Flame countered, then we'll be able to Simian Spirit Guide for the next one, and then play the Mox Jet to get the Seething Song. So we'll go ahead and play out Mox Ruby. Go for a Rite of Flame. See if it eats a Mental Misstep. It did not. So we can go for another Rite of Flame. So let's go Seething Song. So there's Ancestral Recall. So now they're digging for a counter spell. I've gotten caught doing this before, where I actually had the mana to cast RUG Belcher and I cast Seething Song instead. Not really sure if that's right. I think maybe it's better to have just run out the RUG Belcher. But then again, I guess then I wouldn't have a RUG Belcher. I just have a Seething Song in my hand. And at least next turn, if we draw any mana, we'll be able to play the RUG Belcher. So maybe I shouldn't have played the second Rite of Flame. Maybe I should have gone straight for Seething Song. I probably should have cast Bolt there too. But maybe that won't turn out too badly for us. Maybe if they're on some sort of like Mentor deck, we'll be able to handle the first Mentor we see. So Nature's Claim's not really doing much for us right now, so we'll just have to pass. Alright, so I think I feel our window of opportunity closing. With the Ancestral Recall and the Brainstorm, they're probably going to sculpt a pretty good hand to where it's going to be really difficult for us to get go off. So I think we'll just go for it. We're not going to be able to use the RUG Belcher this turn, but if it hits the board, we'll be able to use it next turn. Nope, so there's that mana drain. So, good game. And so it wouldn't have really mattered if we had kind of not misplayed that and just gone for the, held on to one of the Rites of Flames, just played the Seething Song, gotten that countered, and had the Seething Song available. We weren't really punished, but opponent had the answers. I kind of feel like bringing Pyroblast in is the right call against these kinds of decks. And maybe I can take away like Memory Jar, Wheel of Fortune, and Time Twister. Because I kind of feel like having them draw 7 just isn't a good idea if I'm going to try to resolve a spell afterwards. Unless that spell is Empty the Warrens, but that's kind of like a special case. Alright, so starting game 2. Definitely want to be on the play. And we have got... Well, technically we have 1, 2, 3 mana. We have an Empty the Warrens and a Goblin Char Belcher. We're like 1 fast mana away from having a really great hand. I think we'll keep this. I could actually go for Storm Entity. Which I actually kind of like. I'll have to use... The problem is that if I do that, the Chrome Mox, I'll have to use a red card that's not Storm Entity. And it'll be either be Empty the Warrens or Pyroblast. And I feel like Empty the Warrens is very good in this matchup. So I'd have to use Pyroblast, which is also very good in this matchup. But I think applying that pressure is going to be good. And hopefully they sided out their Swords of the Plowshares. I mean, I could just run out the Mox Sapphire. This would get... I think I like it being a 3-3 as opposed to a 2-2 though. And since we're already running these out, the Empty the Warrens isn't actually going to be that good anyway. We're not going to really be able to develop a big storm count. And this way we'll actually be able to hold up Pyroblast. And make sure this resolves. So it's actually going to be a 4-4. No, it's gonna be a 3-3. It's not actually. I'm reading that storm count incorrectly. It's counting the storm entity itself. So we're gonna counter target spell if it's blue, and see if they have the mental misstep. And if they do, we're actually still just 1 mana away from just casting that Goblin Char Belcher. So we're not totally just dead. So they had to get rid of a mental misstep. They do have a mind break trap. Alright, so now we just kind of have to hope that we draw into another mana. And that they've just kind of left themselves with too few resources to get a really good start. So we'll go ahead and try for the Seething Song, which they would let that resolve and they would just counter this Goblin Char Belcher. So hopefully they don't have it. Excellent. So unless they have Artifact Removal or Stifle, then we're looking like we're in pretty good shape. They might be running like Stony Silence. Yeah, so there's Stony Silence. So that's a good game. Well, you know what? We actually do run answers to that, so not going to say good game quite yet. See if we draw Nature's Claim. So now I think we're okay to just probably concede. I guess we could go like Tropical Island into Nature's Claim, or yeah, so that's a good game. So packing a lot of hate. I'm not going to draw enough resources to take care of the Null Rod and Stony Silence. So, alright, got hated out. Good games though.